Welcome to WILDLIFEx. In this video we are going to talk about top 10 deadliest animals in the world. So before starting this video, like this video, and subscribe to WILDLIFEx for future updates. Sharks may appear in the bloodiest blockbusters, and spiders may have the most phobias, but when it comes down to it, those are only two groups of creatures among the most terrifying to haunt the world. The following are the top 10 most dangerous animals on the planet. Jellyfish in a box. These translucent, virtually invisible invertebrates are mostly found floating, or slowly traveling at speeds close to 5 miles per hour, in Indo-Pacific waters, and the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration considers them to be the world's most venomous aquatic animal. Their namesake cubic frames have up to 15 tentacles at the corners, each growing up to 10 feet long, and lined with thousands of stinging cells called nematocysts that contain toxins that invade the heart, nervous system, and skin cells all at the same time. Although antivenoms are available, the venom is so potent and overwhelming that many human victims have been known to go into shock and drown or die of heart failure before reaching the shore in the hundreds of confirmed fatal encounters each year. Even if you are fortunate enough to make it to the hospital and obtain the antidote, survivors can be in excruciating pain for weeks afterward, and the creature's tentacles may leave unpleasant marks. Indian source: Scaled viper. While many snake species have enough venom to easily kill a person, not all of them take the multifaceted approach that the Indian source scaled viper does, which is why it is one of the most common causes of snakebite. These reptiles, also known as the little Indian viper or simply the saw-scaled viper, live in some of the most densely populated areas of their range, which extends far beyond India. They hide in plain sight by blending into the desert environment with their natural camouflage. Since they are most active at night, listen for the defensive sizzling sound, which is caused by a behavior called stridulation, in which the snake coils up and rubs its scales together. Even with an alert, saw-scaled vipers are highly vicious, with each bite delivering more than twice the lethal dose. Fortunately, antivenom is available. Pufferfish. Blowfish, also known as pufferfish, can be found in tropical waters all over the world. While they're the world's second most toxic vertebrate, after the golden arrow dart frog, they're arguably more harmful because their neurotoxin, called tetrodotoxin, is present in the fish's skin, muscle tissue, liver, kidneys, and gonads, all of which must be avoided when the creature is prepared for human consumption. Though wild encounters are undoubtedly risky, the risk of death from a pufferfish increases when consumed in countries such as Japan, where it is regarded as a delicacy known as fugu and can only be prepared by qualified, licensed chefs. Even then, accidental deaths from ingestion occur several times each year. Tetrodotoxin is up to 1,200 times more toxic than cyanide, and it can cause paralysis of the tongue and lips, dizziness, vomiting, arrhythmia, trouble breathing, muscle paralysis, and death if not treated. Black mamba. While poisonous species such as the boomslang and king cobra are dangerous, the black mamba is particularly deadly due to its speed. The snake, which can grow to be 14 feet long, is the fastest of all snakes, slithering at speeds of up to 12.5 miles per hour, making escape in remote areas much more difficult. Thankfully, black mambas only attack when they feel threatened, but when they do, they bite repeatedly, producing enough venom, a mix of neuro and cardiotoxins, to kill 10 people in a single bite. And if the appropriate antivenom is not administered within 20 minutes, the bites are almost always fatal. Sydney funnel web spider. Some spiders flaunt their lethality with bright colors or alien-like appendages, but few are as capable as the glossy black Sydney funnel web spider of delivering on that promise. The bite of a funnel web is cause for concern, since the atraxitoxin in their venom causes the human nervous system to short out. Adult fatalities can happen in as little as 30 minutes. Interestingly, non-primate animals, including domestic dogs, are unaffected by their venom. The presence of humans, as well as the natural activity that drives funnel webs to seek shelter and create webs in sheltered burrows like shoes and lawn ornaments, make funnel webs particularly dangerous. The fangs of funnel webs can pierce a human fingernail or even a foot, which they will do repeatedly when challenged. The bite of a funnel web spider is so terrifying that doctors advise finding antivenom after tangoing with every black spider in the funnel web family. Stonefish. The most venomous fish known to humans is small and quick to overlook exactly what it desires. After all, stonefish are named after their resemblance to rocks, sitting perfectly still and blending right into the seabed, where an unprepared foot would easily step down on the dorsal fins, primed and ready with powerful neurotoxins. The unluckiest clodhoppers can take a hard step, raising the amount of venom injected, and possibly triggering the stonefish's secondary defensive mechanism, the lacrimal saber, which has been compared to a switchblade of the face. Stonefish venom can be fatal within an hour, so it's best to pursue antivenom right away, and denature the venom with water heated to over 113 degrees Fahrenheit, 45 degrees Celsius, in the meantime. Above all, be careful where you walk. Saltwater crocodile. Alligators in Florida are frightening, but they're nothing compared to their relative, the terrifying crocodile, which is more irritable, easily provoked, and violent against anything that gets in its way. The saltwater crocodile is the world's biggest and most dangerous animal. Crocodiles, which can grow up to 23 feet long and weigh more than a ton, are estimated to kill hundreds of people each year, with crocodiles being responsible for more human deaths than sharks. Saltwater crocodiles are particularly dangerous, because they can swim well in both salt and freshwater. Yes, their name is confusing, and can strike rapidly with a bite that delivers 3,700 pounds per square inch, psi, of strength, comparable to that of a T-Rex. If that isn't enough to scare you, consider this: a well-done steak is chomped at about 200 psi, or around 5% of the strength of a saltie's jaw. Tetsi Fly. The Tetsi Fly, a small speck of insect that measures between 8 and 17 millimeters, or about the same size as the average house fly, is commonly found in sub-Saharan Africa, especially in countries in the continent's middle. The true fear of the flies is the protozoan parasites they spread, known as trypanosomes. While the flies themselves are nasty blood-sucking bugs that normally eat during the peak warm hours, their true terror is the protozoan parasites they spread, known as trypanosomes. These microscopic pathogens are the cause of African sleeping sickness, a neurological and meningoencephalitic disease characterized by behavioral changes, impaired coordination, and sleeping cycle disruptions that give the disease its name. The disease can be fatal if left untreated. Although there are no vaccinations or medicines available to prevent infection, wearing neutral-colored clothing, the Tetsi fly is attracted to bright and dark colors, especially blue, avoiding bushes during the day, and using permethrin-treated gear in more remote areas are all effective methods of defense. Mosquito. The common mosquito, which is even smaller than the Tetsi fly, and measures just 3 millimeters at its lowest, is the second most dangerous. Our rationale is based on the staggering number of deaths caused each year by different pathogens carried by many mosquito species, out of over 3,000 worldwide. Malaria, chikungunya, encephalitis, elephantiasis, yellow fever, dengue fever, West Nile virus, and the Zika virus are all spread by annoying insects, primarily those from the genera Aedes, Anopheles, and Culex. Malaria, chikungunya, encephalitis, elephantiasis, yellow fever, dengue fever, West Nile virus, and the Zika virus affect an estimated 700 million people per year. Killing more than half of the world's population is actually at risk of mosquito-borne diseases, according to the World Health Organization. Since bugs are drawn to our body temperatures and the CO2 we exhale, using insect repellents with active ingredients, like DEET and picaridin, is one of the safest ways to avoid infection. Humans. Are you surprised? After all, we're animals, and given that we've been killing each other for 10,000 years, with overall war-related deaths reported to be between 150 million and 1 billion, and that was a decade ago, it's no surprise that we're at the top of the list. Despite the fact that we are said to be living in the most stable era in human history, we continue to harass each other with extremely high rates of senseless terrorism, ranging from gun violence to terrorist attacks all over the world. Global warming, the degradation of habitats and coral reefs, and over-tourism are all examples of how we endanger other species. Given the risk we pose to so many other species, as well as the fact that we often behave irrationally, and have the capability to annihilate our entire planet with a variety of terrifying arms, as nuclear weapons and genetically engineered superbugs, we are unquestionably the most dangerous animal on the planet. What do you think about this video? Which of the following top 10 deadliest animals in the world you find most interesting? Do let us know down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from us again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.